Welcome back to Phoenix Point with Corknut. In the last episode, we raced back to Phoenix Point 1 here with both the gift and the follower, and had an epic battle against an Acheron. This time, what we're going to have to do is establish some trade with the bases here that haven't been ravaged by the behemoth yet, as well as take the fight to these flyers that are flying around. Now, right now, we only have one vehicle that has any sort of weapons on it, and that's the vehicle that we've been using to carry our main force. Now, I'm not sure, but is it possible, since both of these vehicles are at the same place, can I transfer what vehicle they're in? I think it does let me do that, yeah, okay. So I think for now, we're going to transfer everyone who we can into the follower. The usual suspects. That's everyone. I think the noobs who are more expendable are going to jump back into the gift. And Takeshi, Irina, and Citizen Eileen can hop into the follower for now. And that way I don't have to figure out changing weapons, which probably would have been the easier way to do this. The other thing I want to immediately do is go and correct this embarrassing mistake, which is that we spelled inaccessible wrong. Great. That Manticore does remain inaccessible. So now that the gift is emptied except for the noobs, it's going to take off and attack or try to protect that Synedrian outpost from whatever that is. And the ship formerly known as Follower, ultimately we want you to go down here. So let's see what's on the way down there. You'd have to go through here. Is there any trade to be had on the way? So check this out. This one... Uh-oh. Most havens will be suffering from some degree of starvation. I thought we saw this already, which will reduce the population meter over time. Food production is usually insufficient, and a small portion of underfed population will starve each day. Starvation rate is dramatically increased if the haven is within a Pandoran mist zone, because scavenging for food becomes more hazardous. So let's say these guys are starving, which is why their population is going down, and they're at just under 10,000 people. They do have food that they want to trade with us. And let's see, 2 tech for 9 food or 2 tech for 9 materials are both terrible trades, so we're not going to go to that one. What about this place? These guys have 4 food for 6 materials, or... Sorry, 6 materials if we give them 4 food is how I interpret that, and 12 materials if we give them 2 tech. And this is a really good trade, so we're going to head there on the way. And then this one here. This here, 8 materials for 2 tech is a good trade, so we'll try that. Yeah, we'll just do that. So we'll go to both of those places on the way to Antarctica, where there's one remaining mission. And that is what the shuttle formerly known as Follower will do. Since these guys are no longer following the gift, we're going to have to rename that ship, aren't we? Right now they're trading, but I guess they're just going to be the exploration scout vehicle, so we'll call them Scout. I did see 2 new symbols, one on Sophia, the corruption, and one on Takeshi, who has leveled up. So Sophia has corruption. What that does is reduce her willpower. So I assume that means she starts with 11 if she has 1 corruption, but it also gives her 2% damage bonus. So it's a pretty minor effect for now. If it gets high, then yeah, it's annoying. We'll have to use willpower left. Less. Takeshi here leveled up, so we're going to look at his stats really quick. He does unlock Ready for Action, which we're going to give him immediately. Give him free reloads and inventory actions. I'd like to get his strength up a bit, but he's kind of out of points from then. So let's do this round really quick to see who can increase strength or do other things. One of these we were waiting for. Don't think it was her. It was probably close quarters specialist here that we're waiting for. Yes, let's make Sophia close quarters specialist. She has 25 points to spend. She's done it. She now has better accuracy with melee weapons and shotgun proficiency. 20% accuracy bonus, melee weapon, 20% damage bonus. We'll get her a melee weapon eventually. She has no more points to upgrade anything else. Jacob is fine where he's at. Omar is waiting for points to trickle in. Rena, who was stupendously valuable at the end of last mission, she is waiting for points. Okay, Citizen Eileen, you have some points, and it's a strength we can give you here. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then Fursa, you're going to get the speed. Everybody else, it looks like they are waiting to accumulate points. The other thing we want to check is ammos. So we did run out. We did throw a lot of grenades. We are making grenades, but they're in the queue behind our scarab, so we're going to pop those to the front of the queue. Just so everybody gets their grenades back eventually. And then this has been flashing at us for a while now as recruits. We have 1 sniper recruit possibility, and then we have 2 assault, I believe is what these are. Since we got those 3 kind of free recruits from the start mission, we've got 9 people already. We will keep building, but without, there's like not a whole lot to do until we can access more points. So we're going to wait a few days probably to recruit anymore. Let's get the gift. Did I already tell the gift what to do? Yes, the gift is moving, the scout is moving. We're going to go. Scout reached enemy aircraft. Let's intercept there and see what happens. Why can't I do that? There we go. Intercept enemy aircraft. Here we go for our first aircraft mission. Okay, we have a medium level threat. Clear weather. The enemy is a Pandoran. We're going to engage and try to remember how to do this. So, spacebar pauses. What we want to do is set our weapons so they're targeting one thing, and what they have is weapon. This weapon here has a really long range of 200, while this weapon has. It's this one has a range of 1700. The spikes. Whereas this one only has a range of 200, so it's really this one that we want to target first. And both of our ranges are comparable way before, they'll hit way before this ram hits, so we should be able to take this guy out as long as we're evading. So let's see what happens. Music is pretty intense in aerial combat, so we're going to get shot at here. We're going to hold off on the evade until he's close to it. There's our evade. We got missed. There's our first salvo at his thing. His second weapon. We still have 4 seconds on our evade. Just evaded. Great. There's our next shot coming in. And we want to pause. Oh, it was a miss. Okay, we're going to have to do another evade. So I'll time that now. We destroyed his weapon. Okay, great. So now we aren't going to get shot anything else at us. But we can get rammed, so we're going to switch target for these two. And then immediately fire those, hopefully. Before he rams us. I'm not sure if evade can evade a ram. Probably. Ram's gone, though. Okay, so now we're going to be shooting at the body. If we have any more shots. Yep, there we go. We didn't do a whole lot of hull damage with the shots, but we didn't take any damage ourselves, and we've destroyed all of its weapons, so I think it's pretty much just wait until our weapons fire. Which is, I think, basically what people don't like about this mode, is this really should be a turn-based thing rather than this, like, this slow recharge. I imagine, like, hopefully with better weapons you get shorter fields, so I think it's just sucks early on, I'm guessing. Destroyed enemy aircraft completed, so it might make sense to just auto-battle those, but I have never tested the auto-battle system, so I'm not sure how well it does. Our aircraft is in healthy condition. It has rearmed. I'm not sure if the evasion rearms. I'm not sure why that shows a meter next to it. Charges 3 out of 5. Oof. So I'm hoping it reloads. Yeah, because these ammos are showing they're down too. We'll see. Alright, the Synedrian must have liked that because they have are sharing research with us. Sentient AIs. Research into artificial intelligence was a controversial subject in the early days of Synedrian, but scientific freedom meant that inevitably artificial sentient life forms were eventually developed. The AI developed by Dr. Marco Matarani and his team, known as Barnabas, has produced several copies and versions of itself, and these in turn have created further offspring. All of these entities are recognized as full citizens of Synedrian, participating in political and social life much like a human being would. Many of them are active in research, which they find stimulating, but others work as artists, entertainers, or even in one case, psychologists. Interesting. So their AI is somewhat limited, it sounds like, because otherwise they'd just start making infinite copies of themselves, right? But they also shared laser weapons. Nice. Our first weapon upgrade, hopefully. Lightweight and silent, these weapons are capable of emitting directed bursts of a high-intensity laser that will cause significant damage to living and non-living targets alike. Each laser weapon is powered by a universal fusion power cell that can be swapped between all existing weapons. Very nice. Neurotoxin weapons. A synthetic neurotoxin has been developed which allows us to paralyze targets without killing them. The neurotoxin slowly builds up in the target's body until the paralytic effect is achieved. Multiple doses may be necessary in some cases. Specialized weapons using this technology can now be produced. So I imagine us carrying neurotoxin pistols around to try to capture aliens, maybe? Infiltrator class. While sections of Synedrian support radical pacifism, in general, Synedrian does not shy away from using violence where no other option exists. The infiltrator is indicative of their approach to combat. Equipped with a long-ranged crossbow and a spider drone launcher capable of deploying multiple and autonomous explosive drones, the infiltrator is capable of entering enemy territory virtually undetected to obtain information and neutralize threats before they get out of control. We now have access to all infiltrator tech and the full training program. Great, so I think that means we can start recruiting infiltrators as well. Long-range crossbow sounds nice, and the spider drone sounds nice. Go to the research tab. Disrupting the behemoth. The behemoth will constantly emerge from the ocean and begin a horrible rampage, ruining several havens. We must do all we can to hinder its advance. Various acts of defiance against the creature will score disruption points. These include destroying a Karen, 1 DP, so that's what we just did. A Berith, 2 DP, or an Abaddon, 4 DP. Okay, so I'm guessing these ones are going to be out of our technology range for a while. So watch out for a Berith and Abaddon and make sure we are careful about fighting them. And cleansing an infested haven, 5 DP. So that's the best way to disrupt is cleansing infested havens, which I'm thinking maybe looks like that. When enough disruption points are scored, the behemoth will cease its rampage and go back to the ocean. Rampage. Only this once we shall embrace humanity and ally with our sinful brethren in the grand rite of winged warfare for the sake of the dead god and all living things. The exalted. I'm not sure what that is quoting or what that even means. But I guess it's about flying stuff and shooting them down and making disruption points. So the gift did a good job. Is there any trade here? No, we have the option of helping them repair, which we do not have the resources for. The gift is now going to head over here to trade. Because this 2 to 12 trade is awesome. So they're going to go do that. Meanwhile, where is... These guys are here heading this way. This whole episode is very likely going to be just trading and exploration from now on as we wait the 4 days with 2 days left to get the satellite uplinks up and running. Let's see what trading looks like here. We can trade 2 for 12 materials. We definitely need materials. Let's do this. Boom, we're going to get 216 for only 36 tech. That seems reasonable. Let's not trade all of our tech away, but this is a very good deal. That brings us up to 506. Let's see about this place again. Yeah, 8 materials back for 2 tech. So that will reduce our materials but give us some tech back at a favorable ratio, so that seems great. This isn't so great. So yeah, we'll go there and it's basically like buying tech back, I think. Arbitrage between these 2 sites. Go ahead. It looks like we've completed a bunch of things. Oh, I forgot. We should bump these researches into the queue and double check our manufacturing. 1 more grenade to go. We're still learning capture and containment, so that seems reasonable. I guess shared research, like if we put it in our queue, it's going to be asking them or giving our research to them. So we're going to hold off on doing that. We'll take the results, but we have a bunch of interesting stuff we want to figure out first. Okay, so we did already put some of their shared research in our queue. We want their battle armor. We really want their laser weapons. So of all the things, how long is that going to take? That's only 13 hours, dude. Yeah, that might be even better than capture and containment. Let's put the laser weapons right below capture and containment. And then, right, the rest of this stuff, sentient AIs, huh? Bonus effect, research point output is increased by 50. Okay, wow, that's worth doing before anything else, because that's gonna bump up our research output. And the longer we have that giving us a bonus, the better. Okay, right, and the other 2 things we can just drop on the bottom of the queue. Neurotoxin weapons and infiltrators, respectively. Let's continue. Oops, down here in trade. Or did we already? Sorry. 8 for 2, right, we're going to do this 8 materials for 2 tech, so that's going to... Is it worth it? That's going to cost us pretty much all our materials in exchange for tech. We're going to hold off on that trade. Before they do that, let's head them over here. And let's watch the trades that the gift makes. We might end up with a lot of materials, depending on how that works, and then on the way back we can pick up that trade. So here, we're going to get the 2 for 12. This is why I wasn't sure. Yeah, okay, so we're going to have plenty of materials. We'll be able to trade it back. Gift is going to go here next. I think we had the same trade deal here. Yes. And then you're still moving. This trade is 2 for 12. That brings us up to 180 materials. 960 total. And then this one. This has a 10 for 2 trade. This is okay, but not that great. This is 4 for 6 food. So this is good. So this will trade materials for food. We'll pick up some food there. We do need a way to get food, so it's nice that that trade exists for us. And then we'll watch this guy cross the ocean. Trade for food. That's gonna drop. It's only 60 materials. We're getting 90 food. It seems reasonable. This tech trade, not so much. Yeah, we don't want to get rid of. We have a better ratio on the other one, didn't we? I think it was better than that. It was for 8 to 2. Whereas this one is 10 to 2. Yeah, 8 to 2 is way better. Let's do the 8 to 2. Okay, so that's really all the trading the gift has to do. So I think you're just going to head back to Phoenix Base where there is a training exchange. Actually, what you're going to do, never mind, is come all the way back down here, finish that trade, and then see if you're close enough to help if anything happens here when they explore. Repair complete. Research lab repair complete. Good. So one of my assumptions has been that the repairs that we're doing are all in parallel. I hope they are. Satellite uplinks have 2 days left. Fab plant here is just about finished. Everything's coming along. I think... Let's see. So if we activated this one, that would give us research plus some coverage on Antarctica. I don't think we really need this one yet because it's just a living quarters, medical, and store, and we're doing fine on those. So yeah, let's go ahead and activate this one next. Oh, it's a choice between that one really and this one up here, and it might actually make sense to do this one first. Yeah, they're both research lab. This is a better base to activate next. Let's do that. And in here, we're going to want to repair everything, starting with this. But we absolutely need to build more satellite uplinks, which brings us down to near 0 materials. So we're going to have to figure out how to get more materials, which means cycle trading, I think, for a while.
Legion Haven is under attack.
Or we could finish this exploration. Okay, we did get an attack. I think we might have to... Yeah, let's let that go. Okay, sentient AIs. Research into artificial intelligence was a controversial subject in the early days. Right, we read this. Bonus fact, research point output is increased by 50%. Great. So that's going to make all of our any research labs we acquire produce that much more stuff. We're still exploring there. I think what we're going to do is let this guy reach trade, and then that exploration maybe we finish. Okay, good. An injury to all exploration site. Our operatives have located an abandoned mining camp. The miners appear to have been killed not by Pandorans, but by entirely human security forces, most likely during one of the major strikes that occurred in the course of World War III. A number of banners detailing the miners' demands are still fluttering in the breeze, the writing bleached by the sun. Oof, that's a dystopian view. Our operatives, lovely. Our operatives have recovered all the resources they could find. It looks like after the miners were killed, no one ever came back here. A typically meaningless tragedy of the kind human history is full of. Materials, 625, 50 tech. Sweet, we really needed those materials, so that was timely. You are going to start heading back. And you are just about done with your trip. And now you can trade. perfectly timely because we could trade 88 for 110 here, and that's a good deal. This 8 for 2 tech trade is also good. What do we lower on? Or we could possibly do both of these. Wow, they have a lot of tech. If we are low on tech, we'll do that. I think we'd rather do the food trade for now. 4 to 5, which wasn't that good of a trade. I'm just wondering. Kind of are going to need those materials. I think this is still, it's a good trade. It's just not, like, we don't need the tech yet. So let's not do that. Let's just have you head back to, that's it. Just have you wait for follower to reach you, and then together you guys can head to the crisis. Specialized Pandoran containment facilities have been designed and successfully tested, allowing us to safely keep Pandorans in a state of constant paralysis. This represents a step forward in our struggle to understand their biology. New items for manufacture available. The Neurazer. Phoenix Paralyzing Melee Weapon. Nice. Okay, paralysis 8, damage 10, piercing 40. So it goes through armor pretty well. Nice. We're going to make some of those immediately, I think. Because nobody really has a hand-to-hand weapon. Actually, let's make 2 of those, I think. 1, or maybe just 1 for Sophia, if possible. Paralysis and capture. In order to capture a Pandoran, you need to equip a Neurazer. I keep wanting to say Neuralizer. It's not a Neuralizer, it's a Neurazer. Move next to it, melee attack until it's paralyzed. When the paralysis value is greater than the target's strength, the enemy is paralyzed and will be captured at the end of the mission. Targets will lose 1 paralysis point per turn, so do not let them recover if possible. Disabling enemy body parts decreases the enemy's overall strength, making it easier to capture. You will need to manufacture Neurazers for your squad and build a containment facility in a base to capture Pandorans. Great. We will get started on that. I don't think that's necessarily true because we are learning about paralyzing weapons from Sinedrian. But we have less than a day left on the Scarab. How much is a Neurazer going to cost us, or do we have to research it first? There it is. It's going to cost 50. Let's make 1. Doesn't look like it needs ammo. Yeah, and let's make 1 and see if we can get it in time for this adventure. We'd also need to have a containment facility built, though, so let's take a look at that really quick and see if that's something new we could consider building. We don't have any way to expand this base, but Phoenix Storage seems like a good place to have containment. It's going to cost 300 and 150 tech, so we're going to do that even though that's draining us pretty close to dry. It's going to take 4 days. And that was at, where did I actually put that? It's probably worth checking. Phoenix Storage 1. Mexico. Okay, that's what I thought. It was the closest one. Okay, let's let those ships collect, and then let's send them both, Scout and Gift. Let's send you both to there. And that should get you there at the same time.
Research complete.
We finished researching laser weapons. Great, that means we can finally manufacture the ammo for the weapon we've been using with Citizen Eileen. Lightweight and silent, these weapons are capable of emitting directed bursts of high-intensity laser that will cause significant damage to living and non-living targets alike. Each laser weapon is powered by a universal fusion power cell. We read that already. So we have an assault rifle, a pistol, and a sniper rifle, all of which I think are better than in every way than our standard stuff. Let's go and make sure only one of our people, I believe, is using the Pythagoras. Oh, look at this. While we're here, let's re-equip everybody. Iria, you are overburdened because you need strength. I gave you speed. Yeah, I think we're just gonna not have you carry some stuff until you have the strength. Everybody's gonna look at you funny until then. Trying to find Irina, who has a Firebird. She could switch her regular pistol for a Hephaestus single shot. Effective range is much, much longer. And it has higher capacity and does the same amount of damage. I don't see a downside, honestly. You can have an ammo for it even. We don't have the other thing. You can have an ammo for yours though. And for this, and guess what? You can actually, oops, that's not how it works. How do you put ammo? There we go. Yay, ammo! Let's put it behind the weapon just for clarity. I think everybody else is good, so let's go check the geoscape. You're both heading there. Unpause. Haven under attack. Threat level low. Light level day. Enemy Pandoran. Sinidrian will like us. They have 2 people defending. There's 5 attacking. We'll get a bunch of desperately needed stuff on as reward. We're gonna start there next time. So that's the end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, please remember to like, comment, or subscribe. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.